Welcome to class session. This is a fake classroom session with me and Wout. No, it would be Wout and I, correct grammar. We're in class. Okay, so we have Ultimate Drift Car Week. Wait, Ultimate Drift Week car. There, that's better. I'm already off to a good start. So I wrote these down super fast. I think these are the biggest things. Please give me something else to write on the board before we get going. We have reliability, tire wear, comfort, excitement, driftability, fixable. Those are the best things to have on the board. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. That's a really good pick.
There's this old school thing called cheap, fast, and good. Yeah. You can pick two. Pretty sure we're not going to get to all these up here. So like, let's just say right off the bat, F80 M3. Maybe no, wait, I'm doing this badly. I should do it over here, yeah. Oh God.
I swear to God, this is
oh my God.
I love this. This is
I can't get my leg that high.
That marker is not for these boards.
It's a try and race marker. Are these not try and race board?
This might be a disaster.
I love this. Does everybody acknowledge the Corvette jacket that I'm wearing? Because it's pretty amazing. Stole it off of Aaron.
Okay, water helps. Okay, we're in business.
Very nice.
Okay, let's do this.
Here.
Let's say F80 M3. Yeah. How reliable?
Are we doing like 1 to 10 or something? Or
just say yes or no.
I wouldn't say it's very reliable, no.
Or let's say, yeah, 1 to 10 is good.
That's what I'm saying. So,
okay.
5.
Okay, a 5 on reliability. Tire wear.
So 1 is bad tire?
Yeah.
So 2 probably?
2.
Because it's heavy and it has power?
Comfort?
10.
10. Excitement?
9.
9. Driftability?
9.
Yeah, they drift really well. Fixable?
Just pull back over the...
How fixable is it?
5.
You think 5? You think it's that high?
Well, it's a very complicated car to fix. So Jordan is now battling like steering rack problems and it's full electrical wreck.
Yeah.
So almost everything on the car is either broken or not broken.
Okay.
You can't really work on things, you know.
We could add all this up, but I don't even really care about that. I just kind of want to come up with an overall idea of like the thought process.
Shouldn't we like talk about why we give the marks?
Oh,
so what mark would you,
yeah.
we should basically do my mark and your mark and see if we're far.
No. I think we're pretty much in agreement on these things. Cool. So the reliability factor, I think that Jordan's was extremely reliable, but Duarte's F80s was not reliable. So we're probably averaging that. Duarte's was kind of a disaster, and Jordan's was like perfect over multiple drift weeks. This is his third one.
The drivetrain was like perfect, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I don't think anything went wrong with it. Tire wear, the car's just heavy. It's just, that's the nature of the beast. You're not going to
get a lot of grip, and it's like a pretty good chassis because it's a relatively new car. So.
But it's also with 2 people in it, well over 4,000 pounds.
Yeah. No, it's a heavy car for sure.
Comfort.
Yeah, it's a great car.
Full interior, great car.
Super good sound.
It's not a Corvette with a cage.
Nope.
Excitement.
I love it.
I love it too.
Cool, yeah.
Driftability, even with just stock angle, I think those things are pretty darn driftable. Yeah. They have good differentials. It's manual transmission. It has plenty of power. It's a pretty joyful chassis and has pretty good feedback through the steering.
Pretty long wheelbase as well.
Makes it easy.
So it makes it a good car.
That's good. Fixable.
So I
modern
think like,
BMWs.
Yeah, but you can get stuff because there's pretty recent cars. You can get like BMW dealers who have a lot of stuff on stock, I guess. But like it's also super complicated. So yesterday he had a little incident on the track. There's like coolers for everything. It's like the whole nose of the car is filled up with coolers, and it's all because it's a relatively new car. It's a 2015, so everything is like clicked in each other, and there's no like hose clamps, so it's not super fixable. So if one tiny plastic thing breaks off, it shuts your car down.
In their defense, though, Jordan never has that car down for more than an hour for anything, no matter how bad it is. I know, like he had to cut the wheel off of it, and he still had it back on track within an hour. He is a madman.
Yeah, so but that's because he's Jordan.
And they've replaced a piston in the motor on Drift Week on Duarte's. Like they always fix them. I just wouldn't want to be the person to fix them.
They've got Chris Castro in Los Angeles, who is one of the best BMW shops in Los Angeles, helping them out. So there's like, if you don't have Chris Castro, so now you're in New York, so you're close to Jordan, Arcade Tunes. If you last time we were in LA, you're close to Castro, who are probably one of the 2 best shops. So
would you want that as a car on Drift Week?
I would want it. So
It's a tough one. If it was in the
tough
rain,
one, yeah.
I would 100% want that car in the rain.
So I have to honestly say, now that I've done a bunch of drift weeks with my car, I wouldn't mind doing it with a car that's like less smart, you know, just for the experience.
Oh, you mean, yeah.
But if this was like Drift Week 2, and I'd never done a Drift Week, and I would be here, you know, knowing less people than I know now, not having much
It's not a
swag.
good first Drift Week car
No.
unless you're Jordan.
Well, Jordan, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying, so.
let's do Corvette. Reliability, you number
That's
it.
a tough one. I think 7.
It's hit or miss.
Yeah, so the electric.
So I was going to say electric is a
one.
1 for reliability,
Yeah.
and the car itself is a 10.
Well, the torque tube is the thing on those cars.
No one's broken them except just Matt Field.
Yeah, no, that's not true. They break all the time.
No,
When
on
I-
this trip.
No, not on this trip, but Max's one is rebuilt. So when I drove Max's car on E-Town in January, the torque tube was like screwed. So he had it rebuilt. So you need to like keep
But
it-
he didn't take him out of a Drift Week.
No, so are we saying like during Drift Week?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so but
During
still,
Drift
like,
Week.
One of
7.
The Australian guys are rewiring the whole car.
That's because it was the problem of the person that built the car and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think
I agree.
that's because the cars are
But I
modified.
think we can agree that the electronics is not great on any.
No, they're terrible.
So let's say a 7. Otherwise, I would say a 10.
Yeah, I say 7 too. However,
Drift Week 5 would like to thank these amazing sponsors, including BC Racing Custom Coilovers that have been with us from the beginning, the most supportive coilover company in the United States, ECU Master USA, who is also on this trip and has been supporting these trips from the beginning, NK Wheels, who we absolutely love, and always I run RPF1, so thank you guys. Drift HQ, that brings the support van. We could not do this without you guys. Vapetasia, who is not only on this trip driving with us, but also supporting the trip. A new sponsor, Heatwave Visuals. They support us with awesome eye protection and make rad stuff, including the beanie I'm wearing in these videos. And WhatMonstersDo.com, who makes great content. They support Lone Star Drift. They support our Japan content. You can go and use the Ebisu discount code on their website for a percentage off. Let's get back to the content.
statistically, I would say it is the most reliable car in Drift Week
yeah.
almost.
Yeah, oh,
So
yeah.
that's a pretty high mark
It's
for
also
reliability.
one of the newest cars. So like
that's a good point.
So the S check.
Except for the only other car in this list.
But that's also, I wouldn't want an F80 M3. So my car's an 04. I wouldn't want an F80 M3 in that age. You know? what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's a good point. You
So-
wouldn't want a 20-year-old
No,
F80.
I wouldn't want a 20-year-old any current BMW. Like the E46 is the last BMW that would run when it's old. Like E90, I wouldn't even want that when it's old. So that's the thing.
All my BMWs have like over 200,000 miles, even my
Yeah,
new
you're
ones.
the only exception to the rule.
Yeah, okay,
right?
I don't drift them either though. Okay,
Right.
tire wear. Pretty good.
What? No, man, they've got a huge amount of mechanical grip.
Yeah,
They're
I have,
sitting in the back.
I have pretty good tire wear out of mine. I'd say 5.
I think Colette did.
What do you think?
2 laps with it.
She has a dumb car.
Why is
It's
it
a
dumb car?
race car. It has a 440 cubic inch motor.
Why
It's
is
a
it dumb?
monster.
That's not dumb. That's
no, for
perfect.
tire wear, it's dumb.
No, it's smart. It's a great car. I
You
love
think
it.
a 600 wheel torque car is good for tire wear?
Yeah.
Okay, you
No,
put your
not
score
good.
up.
Like it's gonna go through. So I'm the one saying that tire wear is bad on those cars. You're saying that tire wear is good. Like if you have a stock.
I'm saying it's bad on hers. On a stock one, it's not bad.
No,
Ben
for what it
Hobson had
is-
amazing tire wear on a C5.
Yeah, okay.
Not all
But
of them make
it's
a lot of horsepower.
It's a LS1 motor.
Yeah.
So okay. So if you
5.
have like a low power, yeah, 5. Is
Okay, 5.
On a
It's
standard-
not as bad as a F80 M3.
No, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
The big reason why I think these are bad is not just the grip, but they weigh more than you would think. They're 3,200 pounds.
Well, and it's also so if you're sitting in the back.
In my experience, tire wear comes from the weight most of the time.
Yeah, but also where you're sitting. So my shop, we do a lot of BMW, and if you have a BMW Z4, like the black guy, the Bruce guy that's sitting over there, when those cars came out, a lot of my clients had insane tire wear, and that's on a 2.5 liter automatic driven by a lawyer or a doctor, because all my clients in the road car shop are lawyers or doctors or whatever. So they don't track them, nothing, and they had huge tire wear, but that car is the same as an E46. E46
Is it just alignment?
Yeah, no, it's where you sit in the car. And it's like insane. Like people did like 15,000 miles and the rear tires were like gone.
Yeah.
And they didn't drive fast with those cars, but it's just where you sit in the car. You know, and that's why Brian's car is very fast because he sits in the back. So it's a pretty light car. You know, it's a light rear axle, it's an E30 rear axle, it's a pretty simple car because he sits so far back. It's also why Corvettes are so fast. So where you sit in the car, because you're like what, 210, 200 pounds? Where are you? I think I'm 210. or
180.
something. Yeah,
Thanks.
you're not 180.
I'm 180.
Sure.
180.
And-
You deal in
and-
kilos. I'm 180.
You're 180
You can weigh me
kilos?
later. 180 kilos, yeah.
Anyways,
All right,
so that's
let's
the
keep
seating
going.
position is a thing where you sit in the car. Comfort,
Corvettes
Corvette, which
are
one?
different.
So-
So a caged Corvette is a 1.
It's a 1. Mine is -10.
And-
but a normal one is like 8.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And they
So
can
8.
you can take a lot of stuff with you in them. So the Germans are really smart people that we have on the trip here. Flo and Alex, they're smart people because they're German.
I would just like to say, this is a range. You could have up to a 5 for a caged Corvette if you had the best cage builder on earth, or you could have like a 0 if you have a crap builder. You could have you could have panic attacks inside of one. I think Corvettes are bad.
9, I love them. I have the Corvette jacket.
Yes. Driftability.
10.
10. Yeah.
Fixable.
Fixable.
7, 8. No, the torque tube is difficult to do, and the electrics you don't.
It
want to do
depends.
electrics.
I would say
7.
so they don't break, so they're pretty reliable.
But the suspension
But
is like
the fixable is tough. So like if you have a tie rod, if you have a knuckle, if you have...
Why is it that tough? It's pretty easy.
No, I was saying those are all super easy
yeah.
things. The engine doesn't break on them. If
Normally.
you don't have long tubes, the long tubes kill the cars
That's what I'm
because all
saying.
the
The Germans
engine bay-
Germans are the only ones with the stock.
everything?
Stock manifolds, and it's still
You're good.
fine.
Yeah, so I would say there are 4 on fixable.
A 4? That's
but they're
really bad.
reliable. They're reliable.
That's
But
difficult.
they're not fixable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but like anything, well, the clutch is difficult, like the pilot
We'll
ring
put a
stuff.
5.
A 5, yeah. But like
I bullied
control
it on
arms
this
and
one.
stuff,
Next
it's pretty
up.
easy. Yeah, next car.
E36.
What kind of E36?
Let's say M3.
Nobody has an E36 M3 on Drift Week.
Yeah, Nick Novak. Normally we have a bunch of them.
Yeah, but Novak's one is not a really good example because it would be like.
Throwing rocks at the poor dude. Reliability.
I love Nick Novak.
8? They're pretty
His
reliable.
car or
no,
in
just
general?
M3s in general.
9.
9?
Really good car, yeah.
We don't have to take too long. Tire wear is actually pretty good.
9, really good. For what it does.
Yeah. Comfort?
7.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Excitement, that's like a 6 maybe.
4? 5? It depends. So they're joyful cars to drive, and you can drive them really well.
You drove behind me yesterday with my car. Like it's, I don't know.
Okay, 2 for excitement.
It's not super exciting. It's great to drive them, but like for the crowds,
Yeah.
they're
So
not
let's
like.
say a 5.
They're boring to look at.
Say a 5.
Yeah.
Driftability, man, they're
They're
great.
10. They're fantastic.
They're 9 because they don't have a lot of power.
9. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like a Corvette is better than an E36.
But on Drift Week, you don't need a fuck ton of power. But anyways, 9.
9.
Fixable 9 probably very easy.
They're one of the more fixable cars on
for
Drift
sure.
Week.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's just break this down to the E46 M3.
E46 M3.
Because it's got to be better than an E36. Because like right away, driftability would probably be a 9 as well.
Excitement
is about the 5.
Yeah. Comfort, mine's really nice. 8.
8?
Yeah. I just went the whole country with the car.
Tire wear is probably a tiny bit worse at like a 7 or a 6. What do you
Yeah,
think?
let's say 7. Well, like on the LZ event, it was like pretty good because of the surface.
Reliability?
9.
They're
like my
newer, so they're
cars.
almost
Yeah.
better.
I would say 9.5. It's a little more reliable than E36 because they're different.
Your car's probably the most reliable car ever to do Drift
I
Week.
think it's probably the most reliable car ever to drift.
Let's give it 9.75.
9.7.
We'll be like a Russian judge.
Okay,
No, wait, they like stuff. We'll be
Fixable.
like a Swedish judge.
It's pretty fixable. It's
8. It's got to be
it's-
worse than the E36.
Why? It's almost the same car in that aspect. Well, the electrics are worse. So
Yeah.
you're right. No, it's 8.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So out of these cars, what do you think is best so far? What would you want for your next Drift Week?
So because I've done 4 Drift Weeks in my E46 M3, I guess I want something weird. I really want to do it in my Corvette, which is going to be like
Nutty?
a Let's car. Yeah, it's going to be a rowdy.
So you can work on something.
Well, like I love Drift Week, and
If I
just
look
want to
down
do
this
it in
list-
like in a more rowdy car.
All right, let's keep going. How about
We haven't done-
S13?
Exactly, I was going to say. But are we talking about one with an SR20 or a 2J swap?
Man, SR20 is so low on this list that...
2J? Let's take Brendan Whitney's car. as an
Okay,
example.
2J, yeah.
But there's only one. He's the only one with an S chassis with a 2J on his whole trip, though. Did you notice that? There's no other 2J.
Let's do a V8 category as well. Everything will be the same except
Exactly.
the V8.
Except for
Reliability. Both of those are super reliable.
if built, if you
Yeah.
have like Chris,
If they're
Finch's shop
good,
build it, it's fine.
But Brandon's always working on his.
Yeah, but it's no. The
But it's
other
'cause
one
they're
didn't.
old.
That's where the fixability comes in.
Watch your camera angle.
I got it.
The other one was so the new one that he brought on Drift Week 4, the mint green one that he's got right now. It was pretty good in Drift Week 4. The engine.
Yeah.
So let's say if it's built, same with the V8.
It's hit or miss.
You know what the problem is with these motor swap things? It's the person who built it and the owner before you. That's the problem. It's not a 2J or a V8. Like people can really screw up with 2Js and they can really screw up with V8s.
I'm gonna say, realistically, it's the most fixable car on the trip.
Because everybody threw everything out of it.
Yeah.
So they have
so
no
it's
parts.
super fixable.
Yeah.
Driftability of it is probably a 10.
Yep.
Excitement
It's high,
depends.
it's pretty
Yeah,
high.
we'll just say a
8,
9.
9, yeah.
Comfort is like a
5.
No, they're not that
Everybody
comfortable.
strips them out. Who has them completely?
No, I was saying it's worse.
Oh, worse. Okay.
Yeah.
4.
I'm gonna say a 3 because you're never gonna have a blower motor. You're never gonna have AC.
3.
Half the dudes don't have windows.
Oh yeah. No, 3.
Yeah, I would say like
It's
a 3.
overheating, and you need to throw water bottles over it and stuff. Yeah, you're right. So tire wear, it doesn't matter. It depends on a little bit on the power. Let's say they're both 500 horse. Tire wear is probably bad. It's probably like 2.
No, the tire wear. My V8 car is probably one of the best tire wear cars on the trip. Depends how you drive. Brandon Wickney gets crazy laps too, because the car is so light. You know what I mean? It's the lightest car on the trip.
Okay, 5. I mean, my M3.
Let's say
I did 87 laps on Adams with one set of Valinos, which is the absolute
Yeah,
record.
but we're drifting.
Are you kidding me? Man,
But I think my tire wear is better than yours.
great. Right down at 10.
It's not like maybe we got yours wrong. I don't know. Okay, let's just say a 7. It's got to be better than the Corvette and also the F80 M3 by a ton.
Yeah.
Let's just put, we're going to be 5 to 8 depending on how you drive and stuff. Because I know that there's the dude like Mike Wallace that was on a 1.
Oh yeah.
The worst tire wear of the entire trip.
Yeah.
Now the reliability is a tough part.
It's difficult. I would say 1 to 5. 1 to 7, probably.
My car's the most reliable car in the trip half the
But
time
not
besides
last
yours.
time. Not last time.
Well, it was just a heating thing and we just couldn't get air out
But
of
you
it.
had the heating thing on Drift Week 2 as well. You broke the trans on Drift Week 3 or 4.
We just had a clutch.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's still
That
working
car gets a lot of seat time.
Yeah, but
like
I'm saying
no, I'm
that
just saying it does a lot of drive. It's
Yeah.
also trailered though.
Oh, I understand. So it's like it's difficult to quantify because it
know.
totally depends on how it's built. I would
Let's
say,
put most variable
Oh yeah, that's true.
due to customization.
Yeah.
So like whoever built it, it could be a 10 or it could be 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one
Now-
S13 we had from Canada was a super good looking car, but like the motor wasn't done right, and he had like very little reliability in that car.
Now I want to. So let's before we go to the next thing, I want to rate what is the most important thing on Drift Week. I would say, from a lot of people's perspective, what's the most important thing for you? Comfort, tire wear. I think most people would give up tire wear for comfort.
I think
Which Duarte and those guys?
So like I use the term mission to the moon a lot because it means that like you need to get everything right before you leave, because when you're doing Drift Week there's not so much you can do.
Reliability number 1.
I would say like, if you think about the whole spirit of Drift Week, that you drift with your buddies on different tracks and stuff.
Now what's the most important? Driftability or comfort?
For me, driftability for sure. I'd rather have a car that's like.
Now what's next?
Now what's next?
I think tire wear for this specific trip's going to be probably pretty
it's
low.
money. It's just money. I mean, it depends on the person.
money?
No, but I'm saying it depends
Says
on
a
the
dude
person.
in a Corvette jacket picking a
It's
Ford
like,
thing.
you're not getting this back.
Okay, what's next? We got to pick something. Obviously, excitement's going to drop because I'd rather be comfortable probably.
I think
And if it's
excitement is
driftable-
kind of important for Drift Week.
But I was going to say, if it's driftable, it's already pretty exciting to me from the inside.
Yeah.
Because I already kind of drift in a non-exciting way a lot of the time to try and conserve tires. So
On the
I'm
other
actively-
hand, like Drift Week's also a strategic thing. So you're like Drift Week 2, if you had an uncomfortable car, you could like fall asleep, or you could be so tired that the next day you couldn't even get laps in. So comfort is actually pretty important.
Yeah, I think
about
3. You have a comfortable car, so you don't think it's important. But if we stuck you in somebody's
I know.
awful machine,
Oh, I know.
you'd be like, number 1.
I know. Tell me about it.
You've actually chosen your car by that too. I would think your car, maybe your car is only comfortable because it's reliable because you haven't touched it. So some of these things stack up in order, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then what's next? Excitement, tire wear, fixable.
But this is all like pretty personal. I think fixable is important because drifting is crashing, so you're gonna crash.
This is going to be the least important, right?
Well, that's super person dependent. Like
so
if
let's
you
just
do it,
say 6, because for most people that's going to, you could just drive less and be more comfortable
Exactly,
or reliable.
yeah. And guys like Jordan, they don't care. They'll do 1,000,000 tires, or Max or Jordan.
So what's number 4 and 5? These two.
I think Excitement. I kind of feel bad that it's not higher because drifting is like a spectator sport.
This is a private day of drifting.
This is really difficult though, fixable, because these things all have stuff to do with each other.
Yep.
So if your car isn't very fixable.
What's the next drift car we could put on this list that's a popular chassis?
A Z maybe?
Oh, 350Z. That is the perfect car to have on this list. Reliability, motherfucking 10.
Why is it a 10?
It is the most reliable car that you've ever seen in drift. I host drift events nonstop, most reliable thing you can buy. The reason is because they have overbuilt drivetrains and they make very little power and they're pretty new still. And as long as you get one that was not in piss poor condition, like a pretty nice HR that was street driven, dude, there's nothing more reliable than that. David Meskers literally broke nothing in like 4 drift weeks and then did this, like went to another owner and he drove Texas Street Legal with us, drove fun events. You know, like I've been around these cars. I'm just saying it's a 10.
All right, cool.
I'm taking over on that one.
Tire wear.
Tire wear, 5. They're heavy. And the biggest thing is they're so reliable, you just stay on track until the tires melt. Like you don't come off. You just abuse those things. Comfort, as long as it's not caged. Yeah, like 7.
Yeah,
anything over a, yeah, actually I think an 8 too, as long as it's not caged. 8 is perfectly manageable, as long as you don't straight pipe the thing. Excitement, 4?
4 or 5.
Yeah, 4.
Because it's too many, everybody has
Driftability.
them. I don't even see them. I don't visually
Driftability.
see these anymore. 9, like it's very driftable.
I'm gonna say 8.
But like the front axle.
Because they're kind of
is
second gear cars. They're not
Yeah.
going to do amazing third gear lifetime.
And the front axle is a little complicated. Like the
Front axles? They don't have front axles.
No, the front suspension.
Okay.
So it's a little complicated. Rack position isn't great.
Fixable? Stupid fixable.
Yeah, pretty fixable.
Let's say 9.
Yeah, 9.
Okay, so real quickly though, this is like the ultimate drift week car because we don't even care that much about excitement. David Meskers lasted forever, but I don't want to drive a Z.
That's the whole thing.
Isn't that silly?
Well, it depends on who you are. Like we've been making this like into a science, but drifting is not about science. It's about your feelings.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
So,
what's the next car on the list people brought?
people brought Miatas here. There's a bunch of
Miatas.
Oh, and we should do the A86.
No.
There's only one of them here.
We didn't even
wait,
put cost
you know
in
what
here.
we forgot? You know what we forgot?
What?
Mazda. FCs, FDs.
No, please God, no. Okay, we'll put it on the list for fun though. Reliability.
we had
The Miatas have been really reliable.
Not these ones.
Oh no?
No, they're working on them.
The FD's already gone.
Let's put 5 on this
It's
list.
Miatas, not FDs.
so
5?
Oh, is the FD actually out of Drift Week?
Come on, let's do this for real. No, he was murdering it yesterday. He was straight killing it.
That's what I'm saying.
I need to check.
Anyways,
So Miata is going to be a 5 for reliability.
Yeah, no,
Tire wear is
7
probably
for
a 10.
reliability. Take that away, 7.
They're turbo. Let's put 5 to
these
7.
ones. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Tire wear probably
Really good.
9.
Like a 9 at least. Yeah.
Comfort 0.
I don't know.
4?
2.
2?
They're pretty bad. Comfort.
I don't even want to get in one.
Excitement. I don't
lazy.
even know excitement. What am I going to say? People are going to be angry at us for calling them not excited.
Internet, you vote on that.
Internet votes
There we
on
go.
excited. People who have a
I don't
Miata
wanna
will
deal
love
with it.
them.
Driftability.
There's a
Man,
lot of
it's so variable in the
hairdressers.
driftability. It depends on track.
It's a grip chassis.
If it's a small track, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
But it has to be turbo.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're pretty driftable. I mean, let's not say they're not driftable. I would say at least a 7.
Yeah, 7.
And fixable.
Oh, by the way, the driftable part for me, the only reason it's not a little bit higher is because when you want to tandem, it could be kind of hard to tandem that car with like the V8 240s and like all the other cars.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they don't flow the same way with the same gearing, the same power,
exactly.
everything
It's very
else.
good. It has a
But
lot
if
of
you were in a
mechanical grip.
pack of those things and all your friends had the exact same car, it would like shoot way up. Even if it was an NA one.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't flow with the track, as long as you have like 10 dudes in the exact same car, anything is amazing, even Corollas.
Yeah. No, I
Fixable.
agree.
But like when I used to drive my A86, the other cars would literally like pull me 10 straight like car lengths down the straight at Mineral Wells. You remember that side? And like it was so hard to drive with anybody. Fixable? They're super fixable.
They're pretty fixable.
Probably hard to get parts though. If you break your hard top, you're in trouble.
Hard.
Okay.
Yeah. What about chasers and those kinds of cars?
Oh, that's a good point. Chaser. Reliability is if you kept it
again.
kept it stock like our Matsuri cars.
Did you see JZX, the white one?
Oh, that's my old one.
Well, I
Well,
would
I didn't
say
own it for
It
very
looks
long.
pretty reliable. Oh, it's just a stroker motor, but
Well,
he only runs like 500 horse.
That's a crazy car though. That's so built it's like in the custom category. A normal JZX on stock turbo and everything is crazy reliable.
Yeah, so a 9 probably.
Like a 9.
Yeah, tire wear.
Tire wear is not great. It's probably like a 6.
Yeah, comfort is like a 8, I think 7.
Yeah, they're
or
actually
8.
really nice.
Yeah, excitement. People love them. I mean, they look cool.
They like them because of the Japanese stuff and everything else, but like watching them, they're not the best cars to drive. They do have JZs and stuff. I don't know. It's variable.
It's a weird car because people in Europe who are not super familiar with them, they think it's like a BMW 5 Series or like a Mercedes E-Class, but they're not. It's basically a small car with a big trunk. So when Adam LZ had his Chaser on Drift Week 2, I attended a bunch with him at NOLA, and there's a bunch of pictures of it. And if you see my E46 and his Chaser, they look almost like the same size. And I checked it out. Weight, width, wheelbase, it's all very close to an E46. It just has the rear
It makes
overhang.
sense because they're inline 6 sedans that are in the same platform.
Exactly.
They end up the same thing. I would put it at 8. Now this is kind of weird for me because all my experience with JZXs for the most part are all stock drivetrains, and those are not super exciting. But anything else we have on this list for the most part, like this or this, we're considering these as modified cars. And if you were to consider this a naturally aspirated Miata, I literally don't even put that on the list because it's not a usable car.
Yeah.
So this is modified.
Yeah. No, but like they're super
Modified.
exciting. And it has that
This
drift
is
vibe
modified.
to it. Yeah.
This is stock. This is stock. This is stock. You know, like powertrain.
Yeah.
Stock.
Nobody has a stock
I'm
F80
doing
M3. Everybody tunes them immediately.
No, when I say stock, I mean no bigger turbos or things like that. I just mean like if you had an
we're
E46
eight on
M3.
excitement for a Chaser. I agree with that. Driftability is probably.
I'm talking
also
about
an eight.
stock injectors and like
yeah.
no stock or like no crazy shit.
Texas street legal.
Yeah, it immediately changes quite a bit. If you made this a modified vehicle, this would drop drastically.
Yeah.
That's why this category is so weird.
Yeah. So excitement 8, driftability also an 8 or 9. A very driftable car.
I don't know. I would
There's
put it
YSEP
8.
for it now.
I have one in Japan. I would think the driftability is actually lower than some of these other cars. People forget how heavy they are and how big and a bunch of other
But
things.
they're not super heavy. They're
Not super heavy, but when you come from an S chassis at Ebisu and you drive them back to back, did you ever ride in my S chassis over there?
Nope.
Dude, you feel terrifyingly like you're in a tin can, and you realize that the S chassis with an SR is 700 pounds lighter. And like when I say that out loud, you're like, oh my God, 700 pounds, like that's a big deal. So it is a pretty heavy car, and your car is really heavy compared to like a little S chassis. And compared to the Miatas, your car's your car's like 1,400 pounds more than like those Miatas out there.
I don't know what they weigh. My car's like 3,300. I think.
Yours is like 36.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
35?
They're like 50.
We'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Kilos.
But I was gonna say the
Yeah, it's pretty
whatever.
Good. No, but when I checked out the
so they
spec,
are
they're not that-
very fixable, but not in America. You're screwed.
Yeah.
So let's just put like
2. Yeah.
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 You need an R154 tonight. You're gonna have a bad time.
R154 isn't great, and it's certainly not
No,
cheap.
but you get what my point is. Like, if you needed that tonight at the track, you'd be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
If you wanted a T56 or a Miata
yeah.
Trans
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
you'd be in business. You could find one.
Yeah. So you don't want to do like.
Or if you needed an
RX-7.
angle kit for it or anything else, not very fixable in America.
No. So you want to do like an RX-7?
No. Okay, we'll do it as a joke. Let's do FD RX-7.
Is there anything else left over that we have?
FD RX-7.
Like
that's modified.
Super modified.
Yeah. So
Reliability,
modified.
minus 80.
So really quickly for the RX-7 fans, we did have an FC that did Drift Week 4. Made it. It was stock boost. Did the trip great. Stock boost, like stock engines on stock boost and all that stuff. I think it did have bigger injectors. They can have a pretty good time. But an FD RX-7 that's modified, I'm going to say reliability of 1.
That's like being generous.
Tire wear.
Even the
tire wear might be
Focus
good.
guys. Yeah,
let's say 7.
They're not heavy.
Comfort for me would be like a 1,
Yeah.
but that's not fair because I'm 6'2" and 180 kilograms. But if you were a small Japanese person,
Yeah, but
that could probably be a
the whole
7.
list for small Japanese persons. Doesn't
they could fit in a Corvette.
No, but I think like
well, I'm just saying,
is more
no
like
big person buys this
sound.
car because it's awful.
If it's a modified car, it's probably stripped. It's probably caged.
Oh, then I could fit in it. Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
you
then
still
it's
can't.
Still sucky for drift.
Excitement though would be like a 9.
10. Like I love them. Really cool. Driftability probably also pretty good.
I don't know.
You can get YSEP for them. It's a
God, you're plugging your
front
crap.
and back.
No.
Because James Dean
Would you
had
be able to
his
put a sway bar on the front of it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So James Dean has an FD with an SR in it. That was the car he took to Europe. Like
He took the rotary out. He
Yeah,
also
it's done
keeps
SR.
cars or engines that you wouldn't think would be reliable. It's very impressive.
Yeah. Okay, anyway,
so
so they're
driftability?
pretty driftable. I would say 8 at least. Like it's a super driftable car, and it's it's a super nice car. One of the best looking cars.
Oh, they're
beautiful. Even for the
So if you had a super modified one and you needed a rotor housing or you
So
needed...
my thing is this. So the shop that's like really renowned, like the Vargas guys, they couldn't get their car done. So they're like specialized.
Oh, why did they stop driving?
I don't know, but that car, that yellow and red car, is borrowed off of a friend. I spoke with him at E-Town. Super nice guy. But so they're specialized in rotary cars, and they couldn't get their car done for Drift Week. So they are the most likely persons to get them reliable, and they also suffer from. So imagine if you and I would build one.
So what is the fixable factor? I'm going to let you pick that number and write it down.
3.
Okay. So right off the bat, the top reasons why I don't think anyone really drives FDs on Drift Week is the most important thing is reliability. Up there is also comfort. So both of those are about as low as you can go. Driftability and tire wear are pretty good, but driftability is only one thing on the list. That's crazy low. Name another car. I like doing this game.
People don't do GT86s on Drift Week, but it is a drift kind of
That
car.
would be a really good Drift Week
But
car.
nobody does them with it's a stock motor. Kind
So
of
let's say
sucks.
FRS.
FRS. Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
Stock or what do we
I haven't
do?
ever done a GR86.
Yeah, but it's the same car, right?
No, they have like another 50 horsepower. So let's just say the
stock
GR86 is going to be like +2 charisma points to everything because of the little horsepower and like they're newer.
But there's a stock one. Nobody's ever done Drift Week with a stock GT86
No, but we do have some people in like Texas Street Legal that rip in them.
with stock motor.
Yeah, they're good. No, I mean the drivers are good, not the cars.
Oh, I was going to say what's going on.
Okay, I screwed this up and wrote this over here.
Yeah.
Let's say reliability would probably be a 10. They can't hurt themselves. They don't make enough power.
They don't have enough power. 10. Tire wear is probably a 9.
Yeah.
Comfort is probably 8. Excitement's probably 3.
Yeah, it probably can't get less exciting.
Driftability. So the front axle is really weird for drifting.
5.
5. Fixable.
Probably a 9.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy car to fix. Except the motor when it
So you would think looking at this, 10, 9, 8, 3, 5, 9. The only reason this isn't higher on the driftability is because
we should do,
you would kill everything else doing whatever.
Wait,
but if you added 2 points over here, you'd get up to maybe a 7 on driftability.
we should do a Z3 Coupe clown shoe.
Nah, that's the same as an E36
No,
over
it's
most of the
not.
board.
Do the Z3 clown shoe Coupe. I want to see what happens.
Why?
Oh, because I want to see clown shoe Z3 Coupe. He writes it in a spot where it's the least room, so very logical.
Yes,
Clown shoe. Reliability 10.
Yeah, that thing's been amazing.
Tire wear 9. Comfort 7. Excitement 9. Everybody asks about it.
It's not exciting
It is
except
super exciting.
Brian.
No.
Brian
we
makes
were
that car exciting.
So, do you know any others? 9.
It's super well driven, and if he was in an FRS, you would say your son would be at a 9.
No, it's all car.
It's your family thing.
No, listen, the car is exciting. When you're at a gas station, everybody rolls up. Like soccer moms, everybody.
I'm gonna have to drag you down by saying it's a 5, and then it comes up to a 7.
A 7. Driftability 10. It's super driftable.
It's super driftable because he's great. I don't think, like Nick Novak is bitching about his E36 M3 not being high enough. It's gotta be worse than an E36 M3 for driftability.
Why would it be worse than E36? It's lighter.
I'm just guessing.
Has a really good seating position. You do have to do the rear axle. So you can't, well, you could run it with a standard rear axle, but you
I find that an E40 or M3 is easier to drift because of the longer wheelbase and you sit farther forward in the car
Yeah, but
than
it's
the
less
Z3.
exciting to see. If you see Brian's car, it's like boom, boom, and it's pretty fast. He keeps up with
We're talking about driftability.
That's drifting. It's keeping
Yeah,
up with
okay,
other
we'll do
people.
him 9.
A 9. Fixable, super easy car.
Can't be better than a M3 though.
What, same probably?
Let's say 9.
9. So,
Well, if you needed a door, or if you needed anything specific to
have
that
you
chassis,
seen how crashed that car was at
isn't
Phillips?
it an E30?
Rear axle?
Yeah.
Sort of. It's a TI rear axle, basically. Yeah, but he crashed it really bad in Villains. We were working on a car until 5 a.m. and this is still the same car. So we have accomplished that the Clown Shoe Z3 Coupe is the best car for Drift Week.
Do you think so?
Well,
Why don't you buy one?
Add it up. I can find them. They're super rare.
Yeah.
And it would look weird if Brian and me had the same car.
It's too rare though, so you really can't do it.
But
So
that's why
what are
it's
the
exciting.
real best
That's why
cars?
everybody asks about.
What are the real best cars?
S550. Oh, the Mustang.
Oh yeah,
Okay, Mustang.
Mustang. Why don't we do it somewhere where there's like more room?
Why don't you leave me the hell alone?
Because I'm trying to improve.
Reliability, 10.
10.
Tire wear, 2.
1.
Comfort,
10.
10.
Excitement.
This is a new Mustang, by the way, like
S550, yeah.
2019.
Yeah, cool.
Excitement.
8.
I don't know because like
They're
when
cool.
Elliot drives his, it's like a 10 because he's on ours.
No, but like they're
No,
big
I'm saying
cars. They're cool.
No, I'm saying the excitement's actually really high when
Oh, yeah,
he
that's what
drives
I'm
his.
saying. Yeah, no,
But
I
I
think
think a normal person on like lame tires would be like a 4.
Nah, it would still be
But
rad because it's
he's
a big
really good.
car.
Okay,
And it's a lot
9?
of smoke. 9. Driftability is like 8, at least 8. You think? Don't you think?
Have you driven one?
Yeah. Well,
They're
not like.
soulless.
That's true. It's a little boring.
It's like a Kardashian.
But they do have revs. Like the 5 liter, they have more revs than like standard LS car doesn't do revs. Mustang does at least.
But that doesn't help driftability necessarily. That just helps
That's
excitement.
like huge on drifting if you have revs or not. Like get a stock LS1 that's like does 6,400 RPM, and then get one that's 7,400 RPM, and then get one that's 8,400 RPM. It's like the most driftable car in the world. You want RPM?
Let's
I
say
like
7.
The motor. I like
7.
the motor.
The steering
7.
brings it down and the weight brings
Yeah.
it down.
Well, the rear axle is basically a BMW copy because everybody does that. So it's pretty
Fixable.
good.
You don't have to fix it.
You have to fix it. And if you would, you can go into an AutoZone
You're
and
right,
like, hey
10.
bro, give me a clutch. 10. That's a pretty good car.
Oh my God.
Pretty car.
Jesus Christ,
though.
though. So I'm gonna put this 1 to 2 because he ran our compounds. So this is the most expensive. Oh, let's do best and worst category for
We
just a
can
couple
just
things.
add it all up and see which
Worst?
is the highest number.
No, I don't think we need to. I think that's the
We
worst
can
in
get
that
Johnny
category.
Yim. Johnny Yim, are you watching? Johnny Yim can do.
This
he can
is
make
the
a
worst.
Screenshot
Spreadsheet on
that
it.
Johnny Yim can spreadsheet
Yeah.
this out for us.
So you've got a worst in this category. You've got a worst in this category. Do we have like a 1 or comfort? This was also worst,
Yeah. Well, the Corvette was pretty bad in comfort if it has a cage.
which they all have to have cages now.
Fixability all the way up there for the Chasers, like JZXs.
Worst, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I don't know how Adam managed so many drift weeks in that so well, but it's a really reliable
so
chassis.
driftability on the FRS is the worst, you're saying? Yeah.
That can't be right.
Is it the FRS?
It is because of the motor, but if you had the GR86, it'd be +2 and it'd be a 7. Man, if you've ever drifted these things,
Yeah, but look at how all our other cars are pretty high.
well, because
Maybe
we picked good drift cars. No one drives those because they're not good drift cars.
Exactly.
So, I
So-
mean, again, if you had 5 of those things and everybody was drifting together, but the normal FRSs are so slow that you either have to be a Brian Page Howell to
Yeah.
make it good.
So worst. Doesn't even matter. We don't have to talk about it. This is worst.
No, I mean, maybe they should be a 6.
It's still worst if it's a 6. I mean, come
Yeah, okay, worst.
Anyways, so did you know the Dutch word "worst" means
Verse?
means sausage?
Ooh,
Funny.
cool.
Anyways, doesn't matter. What do we not have yet on worst? Excitement.
So one of the
least
best cars
exciting
for this
cars-
trip, though,
the least
is in a
exciting
worst
cars.
category.
Yeah. What's the least exciting car? Is that the E36 M3? Why is it least exciting?
No, that's an FRS.
Oh, okay.
That's also worst.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It sounds like I hate this.
No, I mean we're
The
they're all-
350Z is almost down there in the excitement category.
Well, they're not super. So if you see, I have a blind spot. You know like songs that
It's
you.
the excitement, is it for the drivers or the spectator?
My cameraman is eating behind the camera.
This is so
wondering.
unprofessional. You're never
Yeah,
gonna
but
get an
like,
Oscar like
make
this.
sure you don't bounce the camera around too
Yeah.
much.
Anyways, so what I think, so if, you know these songs that you've heard a lot, you know, you don't even hear them anymore.
Wait,
on the
wait.
radio?
Look,
It's the same with the Z.
we have to finish this. No more stories about songs. Ultimate drift
you
week
just
car.
don't want to learn. That's your problem.
I don't want to hear about your songs. What's the best drift week car?
You don't like analogies. although
I don't
it
need
makes life
analogies.
A lot easier. Best drift car is a clown shoe. We've established it.
Okay,
10,
Wout says
9.
this.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's me. Clown shoe. It's the ticket. I didn't even realize until we did the video. Like if you do the math, the clown shoe is the best drift.
Mustang's a good contender.
So you didn't pick your own car, and you're saying the E46 M3 is worse than the clown shoe.
So no. So
That's the dumbest argument ever. I don't know how you do that. This is why this is hard.
well, you've seen. We can rewind the video and show people.
No, just go.
Anyway, so my
Is that really what you're saying is the best? And that's what you would drive?
Well, my car and Brian's car went from California to New York for this trip.
Yeah.
Everybody at gas stations and everything, everybody asks about the clown shoe.
Yeah, because it looks like a clown shoe.
Because that's why the excitement is, so it beats my car on excitement.
You could put pubic hair on like the roof and make it a penis mobile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The analogy, his analogies are always dumb and they're like cool. And
No, I'm
I've
just
got
saying,
nice analogy
it's
I
a
can
really
say.
weird looking car, and that's why they get
cool.
so much
it
attention.
looks cool. There's a Tesla is a weird looking car. It looks like a stupid receptacle.
Please don't make this about
is a
cars,
clown-
like that electric cars.
No, that's not
Come
a
on.
car. It isn't even a car. Clown
Okay,
shoe.
is
Look at
this
the car.
honestly what you would want for your next drift week?
That's not
is
what
it
we
clown
asked.
shoe?
We said, what's the ultimate drift week car? For
No,
me,
okay.
my car is the ultimate drift week car. Why? Because
But
I know
you
a lot
choose
about
this
it.
one. And you're saying this is honestly better than
would
your
love-
E46 M3.
I think if you don't take any personal background things or situations into account, that's a better car than my car. And you put excitement on there. And excitement for me for Drift Week, my excitement is to learn new tracks, meet new people, and go to a completely different continent and have fun. That's my excitement. So it's not super difficult or super big problem for me that nobody's gonna, start yelling when they see my
This
car.
looks
Excitement.
looks so dumb after it's done that you have a clown shoe at 9 for excitement when you have an E36 M3 at 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Chelsea's
saying.
gonna stab you.
You wrote that down. Anyways,
6.
but the clown shoe is more exciting. It is. It
Oh,
looks-
no, wait. We have the S13 2J thing. Clown shoe's at a 7. It is not the most exciting. You're
It
reading
should
the
be
wrong line.
Super exciting. I vote, I guess, 9.
I'm
for
gonna
clown shoe.
knock the clown shoe down to 6.
No, it should be 8.
No.
It's not correct.
I have the marker.
This is, anyways. So.
Okay, so anyways,
what's your ultimate
you're
drift
saying
car?
that's what it is.
For me, my E46 M3 is my ultimate drift week car because it's lacking in excitement. But for me, that's not the most important thing. So that's what I'm saying. What's your ultimate drift week car? Are you gonna say your own car? Probably.
Mine doesn't count as a drift week car because you couldn't.
trailer it.
Yeah, you couldn't really drive
Yeah.
that. I have different obligations on Drift Week, and the only way I can drive Drift Week 1, I built a specific Drift Week car, and then I was just like, oh wait, if I abandon the trailer and all this stuff, like the event is literally going to fall apart. So I trailer my car out of respect to the other drivers, so that I'm not fussing with it, getting it from track to track, because I have logistics to deal with, and everyone's gear and thousands of tires and all this other crap. So my car is best for me because I don't have to hit the comfort thing, and it hits everything else super high for me. But that's just for me. If I was doing Drift Week as a normal individual, and I had Jordan's F80 before he wrecked it,
Yeah.
that would be amazing. I would think my ultimate Drift Week car.
You know what we didn't really touch upon?
be
Like
that.
the strategy. Like, if you make a car that's super exciting,
But-
super fast, it's not going to be reliable.
Well, everybody understands that.
Well,
But I was gonna say, the other thing, I had this missile car Mustang, and on Drift Week, if I had my missile car Mustang,
was it Fox body? What was it?
no, it was a 2012 or 11
It's a 197.
Coyote 197.
Yeah.
It would have hit everything so hard for like the reliability and everything else categories
Yeah.
that the car was a joke how reliable it was. I might do that just how David Mesker did the 350Z as a cop-out for not having the coolest car. And I might do a Mustang, even though tire wear, my tire wear wasn't bad on that car though, but other people would have bad tire wear on that car. It's just how I drive it.
Well, the funny thing
But
is,
the
it's
problem
a,
is
a completely different rear axle than the S550.
Yeah, the steering's a problem, not the axle. I love solid axles.
Me too. I'm just saying.
This would probably be my go-to to like make the whole trip as easy as possible, but I know I would be mad at all these locations not having joyful steering.
You think it's easy to find like a really nice S197 that's not like screwed? And
I
shit?
don't need a nice one. They're all reliable. The Coyote ones. The Coyote ones are tanks.
Oh, yeah.
They're that good, and they're also newer. But I was gonna say, this
What
would
power
make.
does a stock one make? Like 280?
Oh, a stock Coyote motor makes 400 crank.
Oh, 400 crank?
Yeah, it was plenty of power. They felt great.
Okay, cool.
It was
yeah.
fast.
Right.
I would want this because it has joyful steering.
Oh,
The only
you know what
problem
I
is
want?
if
You
you get
know what
things
I
wrong
want?
and you get a shitbox one, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
disaster.
And also, everything is electric and digital and difficult. Like you can't just
Yeah.
do simple stuff. Like you need to have a laptop and know what you're doing. You know what car I would want to do for Drift Week?
What?
You know, I told you about this. E60 M5.
Oh, that's the worst chassis.
No, that's the
so
chassis
also I was
is
gonna say,
amazing. It's
the
almost the
problem
same
is-
chassis as this.
I would be fearful for driving this on Drift Week because it could just leave me completely stranded somewhere. And if I rammed someone with the front end, game over. Like, I don't think I could fix it.
Yeah.
Like it would be tough.
Yeah.
Jordan's just really good at working on those cars.
And he's not looking
So-
too close, so he's
yeah.
like, it doesn't really matter. It's like hanging by a thing.
So I might go down here. I don't know.
Like, so but which car, if you're like really
I might
slam
actually
into
just do an E46 M3 to be honest.
Yeah, well, I think I want to do either my Corvette if I get it done in time, or get a V10 E60. That would be so sick. Imagine the sound.
This is my absolute cop-out machine.
Again, so I thought the Mustang was your
E36.
absolute cop-out machine.
No, I'm just thinking the E36 M3 if I got one in good shape.
I think you
I
need a Euro.
really enjoy driving them.
Yeah, I think you'd need a Euro motor, like the American motor.
Nah,
isn't.
I'm fine with the American.
Well, I'm like, on some of these tracks, I'm struggling with the power, so I am.
Oh, I've always felt like the E46 M3 is no faster than the E36, like when you're actually drifting and stuff. I don't know what it is. I think it's the torque thing. Because they don't actually make more torque. If you turn your brain off, they're both 3.2 liter inline sixes, burning gas, you know, like with no boost.
Yeah, but just like the Phanos is different. It has
No,
more
I
torque.
understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I was going to say it's not as big as a difference as the dyno sheet would say.
Well, they're like
because if
the
you
E36 is
overlaid
lighter.
them,
Yeah.
if you overlaid them, they'd be very similar until the last like 1500 RPM. It wouldn't be that much different. Does that make sense?
So in Europe, we have the actual 3.2, the actual S50.
Oh, I understand that, but
And that's
not a
big
real thing in America.
Yeah, but that's a lot faster than the American 3.2. So and
They do
that's-
feel better, but I've driven the Euro
what
ones.
I think is that like the Euro ones need to be in really good. So the ones with individual throttle bodies and stuff, they
Yeah.
need to be in really good shape to be faster.
My brain, okay, we need to end this video, but my brain is breaking now.
So
because if I
V10,
found a really
E60
good
M5 V10 is the ultimate drift car.
LS1 swapped M3.
Oh yeah, that would be rad. But it needs to be an LS that does RPM.
No, this is the shitty thing about being a drifter is you play this game and then you're like, wait, I can cheat and I can engine swap.
But
But an LS1 E36 M3 would be the most reliable, comfortable thing on the list.
LS3, like a built LS3.
Just a stock LS3.
No, it's LS3 that does RPM. That would be nice. Like you want to do like 7,000 RPM, 7,200. That would be really cool. Because for the excitement factor, it's also cooler if it's like kind of a rowdy LS. I'm an LS guy.
But then
all
you
the
have to
way.
work on it and you're just making the thing less
No,
reliable.
Man, you could just make a 550 horsepower thing that does some RPM. You can make it super reliable. And it's a brand new motor. You can buy them everywhere. There's tons
Yeah.
of shops. So I would do that. And I'm a huge V8
This
guy.
list is so broken.
No, it's not. It's actually, that's what, the thing is like, it's all emotions, you know? It's all emotions. It doesn't have much, nobody does this, you know? I did a video about what's the best drifting chassis. You know, the people in racing, if they start racing, or they get like, hey, wow, I've got a bunch of Monster Energy money, and we're gonna build a new chassis for next year. They're gonna actually do this, people in racing. They're gonna say, a 911 is this, Ferrari is that, an Aston is that, a BMW M6 is that. They do this. Drifters, they never do this.
You know what's stupid? My first drift week, I picked an SC300. I wouldn't even bother putting it on the list.
Oh yeah. Why not?
Because they're dumb. They're really expensive. You don't realize it
You
until you
wanted
start
to
building
sell me
it.
that car and you said it was fantastic and the best car ever. You remember that?
I didn't want to sell you that car.
You want the screenshots? It was like
Really?
the first message you sent to me
Oh.
when I asked about drifting.
No, when I say that, the car was cool when we finished building it.
Oh, yeah.
On the list, it makes no sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because the front suspension is like $2,500 because of the ball joints and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a $3,000, probably a $4,000 transmission swap.
But I think
You know what I mean? So I was going to say it makes no sense on the list
Yeah.
because my car was fine. But to get to my car was wide body so it doesn't look dumb, seats, entire drivetrain swap.
You know what's also super interesting with this whole thing? So this is like if somebody would choose a car for Drift Week, but a lot of people don't cross over from one thing to another. Like Brendan Wicknick is not going to get an E46 M3.
He's just trying to figure out how to make a 2J run on waste oil.
So a person with a Z could probably go. What would a person with a Z that suddenly gets a huge inheritance, for instance, and it's like, wow, I want a Drift Week before I start having kids and stuff. What would that person go to for like a rowdy car? Like they would probably stay with something Japanese, something more, maybe a Chaser or something. But I don't think there's a lot of Z guys that go to a Corvette, for instance. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, I think we're done with the video.
I think so too. Well, it was a cool video. I'm sure we want to know what people think. I hope that we're going to get some comments on this and people are going to say like, oh, Aaron, you're totally wrong about this, or right. Well, not everything though, not anything. So you have something to work on the trip, because that's the drifting spirit, that it breaks down. So you don't want Wisefab, you want SLR. So
Here, I'll let you have the pin for just that. You can mark it out.
well, I would say Wisefab, but I would say E60 M3.
No.
That would be such a cool
No.